guys, my name is Kazeem, and in this tutorial I'll be showing us on how to install WordPress on our online server. And in this tutorial I won't be showing us on how to buy domain names and servers, but I'll be giving us some websites we can actually check out to get domain names, and also I'll be providing a link in the description below for us to get good pricing from these hosting providers. So I have two here. So for my viewers who are in Nigeria, this is for me the best hosting provider. I've used them and it's actually cheap and affordable. You can also check them out for good and quality hosting and your domain name. And also you can use InterServer, which is offering $1 for the next 3 months for hosting. So if as at the time of this video you can check that out and still do this deal, this would help a lot for you to be able to practice on for this tutorial. Okay, so I already created a subdomain on my hosting provider, so I didn't buy a new domain. But this is it. Whenever you buy hosting detail, when you buy a server, sorry, and you buy a domain name, your hosting provider gives you a link to something called a cPanel and also a username and password. I already did the login but for security reasons, and you find this, it's probably might be in white background, so I prefer mine in dark background, so dark mode. So you'll find all these apps. I call them apps because they actually work like applications here. So we don't need to bother ourselves much about this. I'll still be creating a video on how best to use the cPanel. So but where we're moving down to is just you scroll down, it's mostly the last part. Under the applications we have something called softaculos. So once we click on softaculos app installer, then we have so many applications that softaculos helps us to install. So softaculos is simply just going to be helping us to install these applications on our server. So we have WordPress, PrestaShop, Joomla, and so many of them, but we're using WordPress for today, so we just click on install, and we have this setup process here. So in my previous video I showed us how to install for offline, and if we could remember, we asked some of these details like our admin username, site name, and the name of our website, stuff like that. But some of them that are asked here were not asked in the offline version, so that's why it's better to just also check the offline video out. I'll be leaving a link in the description for that also. Thank you very much. So now the first thing we have to understand is, okay, the version of WordPress. We can also pick different version of WordPress we want to install, and based on my hosting provider it gives me up to 5 previous version of WordPress I can also install. So I just will pick 5.4.1, which is the latest version as at the time of this recording. And I already created a subdomain as I earlier stated, which is wordpress.cars.com.ng. so this is it, and it's asking me what protocol. So whenever you are buying a domain name, you might be offered to get a SSL certificate, which makes your HTTP protocol more secured and encrypted. So it's better you buy it for a little bit of security for your website. So it's asking us for a directory to install WordPress. So be careful and ensure that this directory part is cleared out, because whenever what happens is, when for example for my website I have cars.com.ng, if I add added WP here, what will happen is, for you to view my website you have to say cars.com.ng/WP. So you don't want that to happen. If not, you'll be getting a page not found error, yeah, which is a 404 error. And since we don't want that, let's just ensure that's checked out. So the next thing we want is site name. I'll be leaving this here since it's just a test tutorial, and the description I'll be leaving that also here. So enable multi-site. So it's advisable for you not to click on this if you are not an expert using WordPress, because this feature enables you to be able to use one installation of WordPress on different WordPress on different platforms. So we have admin username. I'll be using the same admin username here, and I'll be using the same password, or I would better still hide that and make it something more secure. So, and I'll be using dummy at dummy.com. Yeah. Also, you can pick the language you want to install WordPress on. So if you are using a different language in your region where you are watching this video, you can also pick different languages for WordPress. And it's asking us to install some plugins with it. So it's not necessary actually click on this. So you can leave this unchecked. So we won't be talking much about that. So you can also leave this unchecked. So we don't want any theme to be installed with our WordPress. So we just minimize this and click on the advanced option. Also, advisable not to tamper with this, but I'll just have to explain. So this is database name, so you can always change this if you want. And the table prefix, you can also change this. Now if you want to disable update notification by with emails, you can check on this button. Auto upgrade, sometimes it's advisable to do auto upgrade and others not. So if you just leave this the way it is, you won't have any much issues. So to upgrade plugins and themes, you can also check that if you want that to always happen. So if you want, when a new version of the theme or a plugin comes out, your site should automatically upgrade it. It will do that for you if you check that. So automatic backup, so if you want your site to be backed up constantly, so you can also change that. So I probably want once a week, once a month. So I want once a day. And backup rotations, you can make it 4 times or unlimited. I'll just leave that as unlimited, and you just minimize that. And also, if I want all the installation details to go to be sent to a particular email, so for example, you're installing for your friend and you don't want to be passing the username and password to anybody, you can also easily fill that here, the friend's email address, and send to the friend. So after that, you just click on install. So it's asking me to save, so no worry, don't worry. So we have it installed already, so we can easily view our website. So if I open this in a new tab and open this in a new tab, so I have my website, voila, shown here. So we see our website is being displayed and the same dashboard we have here. So in upcoming tutorials, I'll be explaining to us on how to use the post media and all these other parts of WordPress. And if you want more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much and have a nice day.